Hi everyone, this is RobinBeAre, and today I'm making a video of how to be able to fix snapped magnetic tape. And I found one, today, that says VeggieTales on here, and I'm just making this video, and it's usually recommended that you do not do tapes that have snapped magnetic tape and to be really far gone, but I'm gonna try this one today that has a snapped magnetic tape, and I'm also gonna open up the tape, which are where these two reels are, and it's always, and also it's usually recommended that you do not have a snap magnetic tape, and always it's usually recommended that you do not throw away VHS tapes because they're magnetic media or whatever it's called, so they do not have to be ended up in a landfill. So I'm going to open up this tape that has the snapped tape, or the snapped magnetic tape inside. As you can see right here, I'm going to take apart all 5 screws on the back of this tape, and I actually put a sign right here that says snapped VHS magnetic tape, do not use in VCR until fixed. The reason why I put this there is because I have to be able to have that sign on there to be able to warn myself, or just whatever, so that way you don't have to use it in the VCR. Otherwise the drum in the VCR cannot read it well, and the spools on the bottom of these reels right here can't spin clockwise or counterclockwise. So I have this tape here that has the snapped magnetic tape inside, and I'm just going to open up the spring-loaded door and show you the inside. See, there's no tape, and there's no magnetic tape inside here. Anyways, time to close it, and that was pretty easy to open. Let's do it again. 3, 2, 1, go. And that's it. The spring-loaded door with a little button on the side, that's normally locked into place. But then I'm just gonna open up the tape to undo all 5 screws, and once I've done that, I'll open this spring-loaded door, and then I'll be finished, so I'm gonna, anyways, I'll be right back once I've got all 5 screws off the tape of this VeggieTales VHS tape, and we'll see what happens after that. So I'm gonna undo all 5 screws, and we're gonna see what happens, and then I'm gonna open up this spring-loaded door, and then after that we'll see what's coming up next, and to know what the next step needs to go. So I'll be right back once I've opened up the tape, and I'll be back in just a few more minutes once I have all 5 screws off. And so I'm not gonna let you guys see this where I'm taking apart all 5 screws, so I'm gonna do this off camera this time, so you wouldn't see me take apart all 5 screws. Then we'll see what happens, what's inside. Anyways, I'll be right back once I'm off camera, once I got all 5 screws off the tape. So, be right back then. Okay, now I've got all 5 screws off, so I'm gonna flip it over, then open up the spring-loaded door, and Oh, come on. Get this. Ah, there we go. Much better. Got this plastic outer shell off. Let's see. What else is it that's actually damaged? Um, um, uh, let's see. This right here is the supply reel. Um, um, and on the right is the take-up reel. So, and this is the tape that I just took apart. So, I'll just take apart this supply reel. First things first, though. Take off, or I have to be careful not to touch the magnetic tape, otherwise I'll ruin it and it'll be unwatchable. So I'm just gonna open up the reel lock mechanism, which will take apart the reels inside. Uh-oh. And I've got these tools here, the cutter blade and the screwdriver. And this is usually recommended that you take apart, that you take off both reels on this, and then just open up the reel lock mechanism, and after that you're all done. And I've got the supply reel there. Now we could take off the take-up reel. And this is usually recommended that you just move some of the parts out of the way so it wouldn't be in the way when cutting the tape. Alright. Now, this is the supply reel, and right here is the take-up reel. Yeah, this is the supply reel, and right next to it is the take-up reel. And always, there's a little piece right here that got snapped off, and it went like into the VCR. And it's a little damaged. Not too bad as it was before. And we're just gonna where is that? Yeah. So I'm gonna be able to cut off the excess right here that just broke off anyway. And we're just gonna use this, come on, triangle ruler on here because I don't actually have any rulers left over. And then you want to make sure that the tape is nice and straight. Alright, got this cutter blade here, and you have to very, very carefully, you have to hold on to the ruler tight, but you gotta be able to not do it crooked or else it'll be uneven and it will not work. So we're gonna try this because we're cutting off the excess because there's a little bit broken tape here. And it's usually recommended you use a cutting board, like a different cutting board, which is like where it goes down and then you don't have to worry about it. But for me, I just like using the ruler and this cutter blade to be able to, you know, cut off the excess. So, here we go. I've got all 5 screws off the tape and I took it apart. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, now that I've got this part off of the tape, and this is like more of a straight line here. I bet it will do well. And my mom always has done that hundreds of times, and I'm learning how I can be able to do this without my mom and dad helping me. And then it was also my dad who learned how to fix VHS tapes that had the snapped VHS magnetic tape, and it went boom into the VCR, and then it couldn't play. And then the VCR just stopped until the end. And then all that just was pretty far gone. And then after that, it was, yeah. And you see this take-up reel right here. Right on the cutting board is the supply reel. But as I'm trying to see through the sunlight where this tape isn't coming out, and this has been cut into a clean straight line, even though it's a little crooked, but it's not as bad as it was before. So I'm just gonna stop you. I'm just gonna do this off camera again to see if I can be able to find the piece of the magnetic tape on the take-up reel from the VHS tape, and then I'll just, yeah, and even though touching it could ruin it and make it unwatchable. So I'm gonna be doing this off camera to see if I can fix this, and then to be able to make it where it's like regular Scotch tape. And I'm just gonna move the Scotch tape over a little bit, and whoa, and just gonna I'm just gonna pick up the screwdriver, and I'm gonna do this off camera this time, so I'm not gonna be able to make you guys watch this, because this is gonna take forever to be able to get the tape from the take-up reel and then put back together to the supply reel, and then so I'm gonna do this off camera this time. So I'm gonna do this, and I'll be right back once I've got part of the tape from the take-up reel, which is right here by me. So I'm gonna, ooh, it just blew a little, and I was just holding my breath for that. Anyways, I'll be right back once I've got part of the magnetic tape from the take-up reel, and then after that, it'll be finally time to tape this with the Scotch tape. You can use whichever Scotch tape you use. You can use green, like magic tape, or even whichever color you like. So, I'm going to do this off camera this time, find a way to be able to pull out some, or part of the magnetic tape from the take-up reel, and then I'll be able to find a way where I can tape it with the Scotch tape. So, I'm going to be doing this off camera, and I'll be back once I'm all done with that. So, see you guys in a little bit, and I'll find a way to be able to do that. Alright, well, I'm just trying to get this tape to be able to come out, but it wouldn't come out. But, I think if I just put it all together and then the magnetic tape is all the way to the top and it's just pulling up a little bit, and then I'm just gonna do this a little bit more. Um, Looks like I can't get this out of here. Um, what else can I do? Whoa, I just blew on the magnetic tape. This is taking so long. Um, I'm just gonna put the take-up reel back on here. Um, I'm just testing out the take-up reel, and well, I'm just gonna yeah, there's no way to be able to like do this part. Well, I'm gonna try a little bit of Scotch tape and just find a way to get there. Oh wait, I think I might have got it. Well, this is gonna take a long time. Hmm, that's kind of weird. So I can't get this out of here because this is so stuck. I think what I'll do is just put a little bit of Scotch tape, and even though I'm just ruining this tape and just the take-up reel or magnetic tape, I mean. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit of Scotch tape on this end right here on the supply reel, and then just tape it to the take-up reel. I'm not gonna put a lot of tape on there. I'm just gonna do it just a little bit of tape, and then just put it on the supply reel. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit of this Scotch tape, whichever Scotch tape you use may work, and then you'll just do it like that. So I'm gonna find a way to fix this 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 take up real magnetic tape, and so that way and then I know this video is taking so long, and I do not want it to last about 5 hours to take so long, and I'm just gonna do this off camera this time. So, and even though I'm just ruining it a little bit, and I know that my mom and dad have fixed a lot of VHS tapes in the past, but I'm gonna fix this up, and I'm gonna find a way to be able to put it off to the side, and then just put it off, and then just put a little bit of magnetic, or just not magnetic tape, Scotch tape on here, and then just to put it not across, but straight forward where there's a clean cut and something like that. Anyways, let's just take off the take up reel, because I just put it back on the part where it was where the reels on the bottom go. So, doing this off camera, and then I'm just gonna fix the tape and just tape it to the take up reel, and then just find a way to be able to put it back on the take up reel. So I'm gonna do this off camera this time, and so that way this video does not last about 5 hours or whatever, because it's taking so long, and so it doesn't last about a couple more hours. So, doing this off camera this time I'm gonna put a little bit of Scotch tape on here, and then it should hopefully be a much cleaner spot, and then that should hopefully fix it, and I'll just put it on the bottom. Alright, doing this off camera, so I'm gonna do this, and I'll be right back once I've got that tape back together, and then I'll just put a little bit of Scotch tape there, and then we'll be finally finished for this video. Alright, now that I've got the Scotch tape down here, even though there's no piece coming out on the take-up reel, and then alright, now that I've got the tape back together, or the magnetic tape back together, I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna, put the reels back into this shell here, and then I'm also gonna use the reel lock mechanism right here to be able to, alright, and come on, there we go. careful of the tape, and uh-oh. Ah, shoot. This is the tricky part. And this is gonna take longer, but you have to, like, put the tape in correctly. So, I'm gonna meet. So I've tried everything, and I just put a little bit of Scotch tape, and even though it just got a little crooked, and yeah, it's usually recommended that you just be careful with the tape and making sure there's no extra tape on the side sticking out, and making sure it doesn't stick to the other side. So I'm gonna do this off camera one last time until I'm all done, and then I'm just gonna take off the reels, and then just find a way to be able to, because this part is tricky, using the Scotch tape, and then to be able to put the tape back together, and then to be able to turn the reels while the tape is taken apart. So I'm gonna do this off camera this time. So I'm not gonna make you guys watch this, because this is gonna take forever. So I'll go ahead and just take off the reels one last time, and just go from there, and then after that they may be all fixed, and then I'll be able to test them out, and then I'll move back the reel lock mechanism inside here, and then to be able to move the magnetic tape over from the supply reel to the take-up, or from the take-up reel to the supply reel. So that way it'll be all the way back to the beginning. So I'm gonna do this off camera this time, find a way to get the tape back together, and then we'll be finally done. Then after that, we'll put the tape back together, and then after it has been rewinded from the take-up reel to the supply reel, then we'll test it. Oh well. Alright, well, this VHS magnetic tape is looking pretty good, and then we're just gonna turn back a knob, I think, and try to move back a, yeah. Oh well. Um, I'm just gonna cut off a piece of the tape, and well, the this is part of the magnetic tape, but I just realized it was stuck inside, and this was actually a little bit of this, but it's not as bad as it was. and I just cut a little bit of inside because I was tired of, yeah, uh, dealing with it. Yeah, and then the, okay, well, alright, well, I've got the part of the magnetic tape off, and I know it's not going back together, and then I knew I was right with these two pieces of magnetic tape that I just took off, and this was stuck inside the take-up reel. So, now that I've cut off this with the cutter blade inside the take-up reel, and then I just cut off a piece of the excess, which just got cut off, and then which about matches the same as these, and I'm just gonna put those down for a little bit, and then I'm just gonna that's a straight line, and then I'm just gonna put it inside the just put the supply and take up reel back together, and then we'll be finally finished, and then we'll put the tape back together, and then that should hopefully be it, and then I just gotta put a little bit more Scotch tape on here, and then that'll be on the bottom of the tape, because that's what my mom always said, that putting Scotch tape, just whichever tape you like, or Scotch tape you use, and then that should hopefully be it. Sorry, I had a little spit. That's mostly because I'm getting tired, and then I'm just gonna, now that I've got the tape back together, and there are two pieces that broke off, and then I just had to use this cutter blade to be able to cut through the take up reel, and then to be able to, you know, put it where I can, yeah. Alright, now that I've got the tape together, and I'm just gonna spin this around, and then until it gets to the end where I'm near. And then, now that I've got this, I can now put this, whoa, what was, oh. Huh, these, what are they called? I don't know what these metal things are called, so, called metal things, which are just two little tubes that go in here, and then that'll probably be finally it. And then, now I've got the metal things back together, and then also I've got the Scotch tape, and then I've used the triangle ruler, and then I'm just gonna put the reels back into the tape, and even though it's a little ruined, that's all. Now that I'm getting, well, the tape back together, and around this little flap right here. Now we do this the left side counterclockwise, the right side clockwise. Yes! Yay! I'm learning how to fix VHS tapes. And actually, let's spin the reels counterclockwise from the take-up reel to the supply reel. Let me show how this works. Oh, that works pretty good. I'm just turning over the reels. That's how it works. You have to be able to unlock the reel lock mechanism. I'll show you this. This is the reel lock mechanism. That helps, when it's locked into place, that helps prevent the reels from rotating. Then when you lift it up while taking the tape apart, even though it has snapped magnetic tape, then just push down the take-up, or just pull out the reel lock mechanism, and then just pull the tape with the supply reel. And then after that, I'm gonna do this off camera this time, so that way I can be able to move the supply reel from the take-up reel so it's back to the beginning. And then after that, I'll put the tape back together, and I'll throw away some extra pieces of magnetic tape that just broke off, and it just snapped off. So I'm gonna do this off camera this time, so I'm not gonna make you guys watch this, because this will take forever to get from this take-up reel to the supply reel. So I'm gonna do this off camera one last time, and then we'll put the tape back together, then we'll test it in the VCR. Alright, see you guys in... Alright, so I'll be right back once I've got the tape back to the supply reel, and then the take-up reel will be empty. Alright, so I'll be right back then. Well, I'm still unlocking the reel lock mechanism, because the tape is really taking a long time, and this is going to take a lot of minutes. So, and even though it's a little cloudy outside, so yeah, you may not want to do this when yeah, you may not want to do this while there's a stormy weather. And this is gonna be fun. Yeah, I'm showing you guys. Yeah, this is taking a really long time. Anyways, I'm gonna keep going for a little bit longer. Come on, spin. There you go. There you go, reels. I know you're spinning all right. And once I'm all done spinning the reels, then once the supply reel has reached to the end, then I'll be finally finished, and then it'll be in a clean spot, and then I'll be finally finished with it, or I finished rotating the reels after taking apart the tape. And then, so I'm gonna do this off camera one last time once I've got back to the supply reel, and then I know this video is taking so long, and I know this is going to be really long video. And I'm holding down the reel lock mechanism inside the tape and moving it from the take-up reel to the supply reel. And then there's just a little plastic white thing. So, I'm gonna do this off camera one last time, so, and if I don't have time to do that, then I'll just test out the VHS tape, and then once there's once there's no Scotch tape on there, then I'll be able to test it. Alright, I'm gonna do this off camera one last time, then put the tape back together, throw away some of the pieces of the magnetic tape that just got snapped off, and I'll just be finally finished. So, I know leaving the reel lock, or just holding down the reel lock mechanism and using the other to turn the reels over. So, I'm doing this off camera one last time, and then I'll be finally finished, and then I'll put the tape back together, throw away, or put all 5 screws back on, and then we'll put in the VCR, and we'll see what happens. And then I'll just fast forward the tape in the VCR, and then I'll be done for this video. So, I'll be right back then. Okay, well, I've done part of the reel from the take-up reel to the supply reel, and then I know that that doing it off camera was going to be the last one, but I'm just curious. I'm just a little disappointed that I've got to be able to turn the reels and it doesn't get, and it's taking so long. So, I know that doing it off camera was going to be the last part, but now this reel thing is just taking some time. Even though I just use the tools with the cutter blade and the ruler and the Scotch tape to be able to take apart. Yeah. And then I know this is taking so long, but yeah, this is really taking a really long time to get to this point, but it's well worth it, and I know that turning the supply reel makes the take-up reel spin, and then yeah, I know, spinning these back together, and this is going to be a really long video. This is going to be about 1 hour and 5 minutes 36 seconds. Yeah. I know, I keep bumping my finger when I keep not wanting to stop bumping it, and then just lifting up the reel a little bit. And once that is all finished, come on. Oh well. This is a little white thing that just, yeah. I'll just put this little white tube back together in just a few minutes, because this reel from our supply and take-up reel are taking really long, so I'm just gonna put this back on now. Yeah, alright. I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'm just moving the white thing back in. Yeah. Oh, anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. If you have any questions at all, because my phone is getting low, just like or dislike this video and about the VHS fixing mechanism. So do the right thing, and I'll see you next time. Take care, everybody, and have a nice day. And I'll be finishing this up and then testing it out on the TV.